Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So yesterday's video, you know, I was making those pot stickers and I promised you that I would do the video separately on how I made them. So guys, hopefully you subscribe to my channel, notifications, and then you will know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So if you had watched yesterday's video and you know that's what I was going to do today, here is how I made my pot stickers. Here they are. Hi guys, right, it's pot sticker time now, and that noise in the background is my kettle because I need hot water for this. And this recipe for the dumpling, you know, the outside of the pot sticker, is very similar to if you've ever made a pork pie and the crust on that, because you use hot water. Okay, you have a lot of fat in that as well, but this is fat free from that perspective. I'll try and work out the sins of the outer for you at some point. But basically all I need is 3.5 cups of just normal flour. It says everyday flour, so I've used plain for this one. I'm hoping it doesn't mean self-raising, so we'll soon find out. So if you haven't got these cups, guys, they're just measuring things you can get quite cheaply anywhere these days, then obviously as long as you use the same cup for the rest of the ingredients, I can't see it's a problem. If not, I think 2.5 cups is about 300 grams of flour. So yeah, I'd work on that basis. I have got a lot of flour here. You need then 2/3 of a cup of hot water. I'm going to use 1/3 measure twice because I haven't got an actual 2/3 measure, and then 1/3 of cold water, which they recommend to be quite cold. So my water at the moment is in the refrigerator, keeping cool. So the kettle doesn't need to be, sorry, the water doesn't need to be absolutely boiling. So I'm not going to use that kettle straight away. I'm just going to leave it for a few minutes and then I'll start to work. With the hot water, you need to work very quickly because it does something to the gluten in the flour. I could go all scientific and I could be faking it if I did, guys. So I'm just going to tell you what I know from when I've done a pork pie pastry and things like before. So the hot water does something, so you don't need yeast or anything else to make these outers. Lois having a drink, it's obviously thirsty at work watching mummy cook. And it does say to use a wooden spoon or chopsticks, which in China they would use chopsticks. I'm going to use chopsticks, guys. Do you know what? I just suddenly thought I won't because I want to work quickly, but if they use chopsticks, why don't I? Yeah, when in China, well, okay, I'm not in China, but I ate it in China. So yeah, let's see how it all goes. So let me go and get my hot water and I will talk you through what I'm doing when I do it. As I said, I've never made these before, guys. I really haven't. I just experienced them when I was on the Lost Plate in Beijing, and they were the one thing I wasn't looking forward to, but they're the one thing I loved. So let's see what they come out like. So stay with me, guys. Okay, guys, are you ready to rock and roll? So I'm going to pop in just a little bit of salt. Not much, because I don't like cooking with salt. And then with my chopsticks, because I'm going to go authentic, just going to make a little well in the middle. Can't actually make a well as quickly as you can with a spoon, can you? Right, this is going to be interesting. Okay, I have got my wooden spoon to hand just in case this isn't working. And I need to add in here, first of all then, 2 of my 1/3 cups of boiling water. So that's my first one. And then this will be my second. Okay. And then it says to work it quickly into the flour. So I'm working it with my chopsticks, which actually is working fine. I'm sure the Chinese would hold their chopsticks very different to me. If anyone out there is Chinese and watching this, please tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. I'm trying to keep this as authentic as I possibly can. This looks like it's going to make quite a few of my dumplings. Are pot stickers dumplings, guys? I suppose they are, aren't they? There we go. Right, so I think that's all my hot water mixed in as much as possible. It said 2 to 3 minutes, does it? I don't know. Maybe I made that up. Maybe that's when I come to need it later. Right, now I need to add in 1/3 cold water. So it's still in the fridge. Let me grab it out. So I want a third of cold water. That's my cold water. Now it's supposed to look a bit of a mess. And that's the right consistency, so let's see. Now, obviously if you were doing normal dough or bread or anything like that, you would either use your hands or in a machine. The reason you don't use your hands straight away with this sort of dough is the same as the pork pie mixture is the water's going to be too hot, it's going to burn your fingers. By now, I would say that this has cooled down sufficient for me to start getting my fingers in there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. It does tell you in the recipe, so I'm not making this bit up. And then you just get it all together with your hands. So there we go. It's really warm. Not really warm as in hot warm, but it's just really nice to hold. It's, I don't know, it's quite comforting to hold it, if that makes sense. Okay. And it's binding together quite nicely as well. I assume it's not a very wet mixture to make the dumplings. Now bearing in mind this is just water and flour. Okay, a little tad of salt but nothing else though. From a sins point of view I will work it out and what I'll do is I'll work it out based on how many dumplings I end up making at the end of this. Right, here we go. So it looks like that's all bound together. So, smooth it out of the way. Oops, can you see that? I just move my water bowls out of the way. Water. And then what it tells me to do is to knead it. So, for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's sort of smooth. So, right, it's 1:57. So when I get to 2 o'clock, I should have the consistency that I want. So. You're going to be bored, aren't you, watching this? I'm probably going to speed this bit up. So that's had 3 minutes already. It's not as smooth as I'd like. I don't know if you can see that. So I am going to carry on just for a couple more minutes. It says 3 to 5, so it might need the 5 minutes. I work the gluten on this. Wow, there we go. Right, it's a lot smoother, she says. It is smoother. So now it says put into your bowl and cover for about 30 minutes with a damp piece of kitchen roll. So I'm going to get that for you. So this apparently keeps it moist. So I've got some water left from my hot water. Okay, let me just use the hot water. There we go. And I can now pop that one side while I make the filling. So let's get the ingredients ready for that. Right, now for the filling, which actually couldn't be any easier. So I've got 500 grams of less than 5% fat pork mince. You can use chicken if you want to. I've just gone for pork because I think it was pork that was in the one I had on holiday. So I want to try and keep it as authentic. And I'm assuming that as it's in the Viking River Cruise cookbook, it's very near to what I had in Beijing. May not be, but who knows. But I'm quite excited to try this. So I'm just mashing it up. There we go. And all I need to do is add in 4 thinly sliced scallions or spring onions, if you like me in the UK. Mix that in. Give it a mix. And then I've got 60 grams of thinly sliced bamboo shoots in there. And then I need to add to that 2 teaspoons of ginger. I'm using puree rather than fresh just because when I buy fresh, I don't tend to use it all. I know you can put it in the freezer or anything else, but it's just so much easier. I'm just going to mix that together. I should get some Chinese music going, shouldn't I? I'm not sure I know any. There we go. Now, I also need to add into here 2 tablespoons of corn flour and a little bit of pepper, so that's there. This should help bind it, I imagine. And mix that together. Now, the recipe in the Viking book was for 250 grams of pork, but because my packet was 500, I just doubled it all up. I've got plenty of dough, so I'm assuming that the dough that I've made will actually match almost what I've done in meat, but who knows, we'll soon find out. There we go. And then you just add to that 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. So there we go. And then you just mix. And it is as simple as that. So I'm assuming those basic flavours are all it needs to create the amazing flavours that I had on holiday. And you know, I know things, sorry, it's a plane flying over. I know when you're on holiday, things taste different to when you're at home. But I'm hoping this is as recreated as possible. So I just want to make sure everything is mixed, especially the soy sauce. No wonder I drank a lot of water on holiday with the amount of soy sauce in a lot of their recipes in China. Because obviously there's a lot of salt in soy. Well, you can buy low salt soy. Not sure whether that changes the flavour, I don't know. Any Chinese out there that want to tell me? I don't know. Right, that is my mixture made. So all I need to do now is to go back to my dough and start making my wrappers for this. Now on the trip, they were done in pies, but all the recipes I've seen are done in like dumpling shapes. So, don't know, let's see what happens. Right, are you ready for this, guys? So here's my dough. Now apparently, you cut it in half, okay, and then you put the other half back under the wet kitchen roll, and then you roll it out. Let me just move that unused dirt at the moment. Roll it out. Okay. God, if anyone here is Chinese watching this, or is a Chinese chef, please don't criticise how bad I may be at this. I've never made this before. And as I said, the recipe I've got doesn't include the dumpling wrappers. It says buy them, and I don't want to buy them. So I'm just going to roll it out. I'm rolling, I'm rolling. Okay. So I've rolled it out. Now apparently what you do is you roll this up then. Okay. I assume it's supposed to be tight, I don't know. Right, okay. You're supposed to roll this out like that. Okay, which I've done. And then you roll it. Like a big sausage. Just worried that the middle bit won't be rolled as well as all the outside bit. Okay, so I'm rolling, I'm rolling. Da-da. I'm always nervous when I make things for the first time live. Well, it's not live because I could edit it, but I'm not going to, guys. Come on. What would be the fun in editing it? If you've seen my cake that I made that went disastrously wrong, my Lady Caterpillar cake, you'll know that I'm happy to show you guys that things do go wrong. That's life. Right, I think that's probably as long as I'm going to make it. Okay. A bit worried that this side is thicker than the other side, so let's work this bit. What do you reckon? Okay, so now I have to cut this into pieces. 2. I'm hoping they're all the same size. Oh, do you know what? I'm not on the Bake Off. Poor Hollywood's not watching me. He's not asking me to measure this out, is he? That's a good job, because I'll show you in a minute the difference in sizes that I'm getting here. I'll move this here because you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Okay. So what it says, right, and the one I saw, is you then pinch in the bits. So you pinch in these, you can't see what I'm doing there, and then you roll it into a ball, which I'm doing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll all these into a ball first. So what I'm doing is pinching that. I don't know why you do that. Maybe because it's rolled, it holds it together, I don't know. And then roll it. Okay. You don't want to see me do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 of these, do you? I think you'd be bored, so I will come back when I've done them all, okay? Okay, so I've got all my balls, okay, and you take a ball and say, you've made it round, make sure you can see this, and then you squash it in your palm of your hand, okay, to make it a circle, she says. That's not much of a circle. Okay, and then you're supposed to, they do this thing, right, let me move these balls out of the way, right, they do this thing where they do this, they do it really quick, and they keep it into a circle. That's not working for me, so I'm going to do it, it's not going to be a circle, guys, I know it's not, okay, I'm not a Chinese chef, but if I can get it as near as, damn it, I think I will live with that, didn't you? I don't know how thin it should be. It was quite thin when I ate it, so I'm just going to go with my gut instinct on this. What do you reckon? I think, look, can you see? I think that's thin enough. So let's do another one. Squeeze it in the palm of my hand, okay, like that, and then I'm going to roll it. Now obviously I made these all different sizes because I didn't measure them, weigh them, or whatever you do on Bake Off, but it's rustic, it's Chinese. Ooh, I've just creased that one. Right, I think that's done. Right, I'm sure again you don't want to watch me do 20 of these, do you? Or do you? You probably don't. Another circle. The friend that we stayed with in Beijing, by the way, is actually doing a week's intensive Chinese cookery course. That's a little heart, look. I'm very jealous because I would love to have done that and learnt how to do Chinese properly. I think their food is just incredible. And their flavours are just amazing. I think that's probably thin enough, is it? I don't know. Look at that. It's sort of a love heart, isn't it? A bit of wonky love heart because I love Chinese cooking. There you go. So I'm not going to put you through the pain of me doing 20 of these, so come back when they're all done. Right, so I've done all of them bar 2, there you go, all different sizes, and I think I've got the knack a little bit, so I'm going to show you, right? So squeezing it down, okay, turning it over, just making sure this one probably didn't work right, but okay, just one turn, and if I keep doing this, right, I sort of get a better circle than I would do when I first started this, she says. I mean, it's not a perfect round, is it? I mean, I'm not going to pretend it is, but it's sort of better, isn't it? Some of the ones I've done on here are actually a lot better. Now, I do worry that I've probably rolled some of these out too thin, I don't know. My memory of dumplings are that the casing is quite thin. I'm doing a couple a bit thicker just to see. So this is my last one. So again, roll it into the ball, squash it with my palm, then squashing it onto the board, turning it over, and then 1, plates in the way, 2, 3, and then just keep turning it to try and get a perfect as possible circle. Not too bad, is it? Come on, guys. Hey, it's the first time I've done this. I mean, I could have got a cake cutter, couldn't I? And cheated. Can you hear Lola grunting? I think my neighbour's brought the dog round, or got the dog visiting, and she wants to go out and play and can't. Right, there you go. So, not massively a good circle, but it's okay. I'll live with that. So now I need to take my wrappers and my ingredients, here we go, and make some hot stickers. So I need a little teaspoon, and then apparently what you do is you take one of your little wrappers like so, put a teaspoon of mixture in. Oops, that's too much. I'll take that out. There we go. Into the middle, not the outside, like that. And then you fold it. This has probably got too much mixture actually, and pinch. Okay. And so the one I had on holiday was like a pie. Can you? Oh, where are you? There you go. So I've just pinched it. Okay. That's it. And it does seem to stick. What do you think? Now I need to do the rest. I won't show you every single one, obviously, because you're going to be bored to tears. So I just need to work out the right mixture, I think, as well. So fold it over and pinch it. I'd love to know how they made the pies, actually. That'd be quite interesting. There you go. They are going to be different sizes. I know, guys. I know. Look. Do one more, shall we? This is going to be a smaller one. It's all about the flavour, not the look, I think. Okay. I'm winging it because obviously I'd loved it to look beautiful and all the same size, but as I said, I'm not on the Bake Off just yet. There we go. So let me start doing the rest and I'll come back and show you. Right, as I said before, I'm honest with you when I make things, and the one mistake I've made is I put all my little wrappers on top of each other here on this plate while I was making the other wrappers, and they've all stuck together. So I can't prise all of these off. I will try, but yeah, look, they're all stuck. So I just want to say, guys, that I do make mistakes. These are all wrapped together. I am going to try and reuse them by trying to combine the circle and then cutting them again. Not ideal, I know, guys, but I just want to show you, out of honesty, how I messed up. What I did do, though, where they were sort of coming out funny shapes, is I've seen shapes like this on the cruise, where you put it in the middle, scrunch it together into a ball, and then you press it down. So I'm not going against traditional shapes, but I was struggling to get my little half shapes like this because it all stuck together. So just want to show that sometimes it goes wrong. That was the first one went wrong, which I just made into a parcel. Yeah, that was my lesson of the day. So let me see if I can sort this out. Thankfully, the rest is undercover. So let's see how I go on. Right, I have managed to roll it back up and I've got my little pieces again. So you never know, this might actually work better. So I'm going to roll them into a ball and I'm going to do each one literally as I do them. So just because of lessons learned. So let's do the first one. I'll show you the first one. I have to say the filling does smell nice, actually. I'm not giving myself much workspace here, which means I bowl it away slightly. Right, I think that's enough for this one. So, right, so let's put my dumpling case there. Can you see it? And then just pop my filling in there. And then this one hopefully should fold into a nice, there we go. Sorry, I keep forgetting you can't see what I'm doing. There we go, little shape. What do you think? I may get some forks out and just crimple the edges, who knows. Right, so there's another one there. Just show you one more. So circle, press down with my palm to give a circle. Hang on, let me just get rid of some of these up here so I've got a bit of space. Oops. I'm not going to let anything touch anything else at the moment in time. There we go. Right, so I've got some space. So there we go. I'm going to roll gonna roll, and then we're gonna roll. Right, so I think that's done, guys. So again, let's get some of my filling into the middle. Turn it over, filling, about a teaspoon, heat teaspoon, and then just fold it over and then give it a good pinch down. And it sticks really well. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to make the other 4 that's here and I'll come back to you. Right guys, that's my first plate of dumplings waiting to go and be cooked. So let me start the second lot. So I've done 20, there's 17 on there in total. I've got some pastry left, I've got 3 which I won't put on this plate because I'm worried they're all going to stick together. But yeah, let's make what I can out of the rest of the mixture and I'll show you then how you cook them. Right guys, this one I'm going to try and make it as near as the one I had on my holidays. So I've only got a bit of mixture left, so I may not be able to get as many as I want. And I've got a feeling I need to make it like a proper pie. So I'm cutting it in half there, and then I'm cutting it in half again. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it in half again. So I'm going to have 8 pieces. Okay, now not all the same size, I know. So I'm going to put the 2 smallest to one side. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, but on a bigger scale. So I'm going to pinch my ends in, like that, and then roll it, and then flatten with my hand and roll it out. Now this might not work, guys, okay? It probably won't if it's me, I know, but let's give it a go. Okay, I want it fairly big, right? Okay, I'm going to go for that, and then let me take this one, okay, and flatten it, as I don't know how much mixture I've got left to how many of these I can make, but let's give it a go. All right, okay, right, I'm going to go for that. Okay, right, let's see if this works. It may not. So a bit more mixture than I would normally have put in the other ones. Okay, that's a lot of mixture, isn't it? Okay, going to bring it up like that, and then going to pop that on top, and then I'm going to pinch it. Let's see what happens. Oops, can you see what I'm doing? Okay, so obviously what I should have done is pinched it more around some of the other edges as well. Okay, so it's the first time I've done this, so who knows. So that looks more like what I had on my holiday. I'll show you a picture here. That looks more like what I had on my holiday. I'll show you a picture here. What do you think? Looks a bit more like a pie, do you think? Shall we see? Okay, I'll do some more and I'll come back to you, okay? Right, these are my last 2 guys here, so let me just put the mince meat into there, like that. Okay, I did make one before, let me show you. Looks like a beef and ale pie, doesn't it? It's a bit too flat compared to that one. That one is more like the shape I had on holiday. That's just really big and flat. Okay, but I'm just testing this out, so that's my base there. Okay, so let me just shape the meat inside with my fingers and pop a lid on. Sorry, pop my lid on. You can't see what I'm doing half the time, I do apologise. And then just see if I can, again, I think this is going to be like that big pork pie or big mince pie. Steak and ale pie, whatever I want to call it, I don't know. This is big. Okay. But they were quite big, the ones I had on holiday, but obviously, I don't know how they get that shape of a pie. I don't know. I've not found a recipe yet, or anything on the internet, or YouTube, or anything that actually gets me that shape. So I don't know whether you do, I don't know, that's not right, I know. But hey ho, what do you reckon? That looks like a flower, doesn't it? And Chinese cooking is all about this presentation, isn't it? Look. Well, it's not, it's all about its flavours as well, so I lied. Okay, last one. Let's see if I can get the shape I want. So let's mould my mince, pull it up like that, okay. And then my lid goes on. Keep taking you out of the picture. This one again might, if I can get my wrapper, there you go, up and like that. That actually is not too different to the one on holiday. Squeezing the wrapper together so it doesn't leak out. Actually, I'm chuffed with that one. Look, I'll show you underneath, sort of that shape. What do you think? Yeah, so I've got 4 very big ones, but these are for dinner tonight. So I think that with a nice noodle dish will be perfect. So now what I need to do is show you how I cook it. This will be fun. Right, here goes. So first of all, you need to pop some oil into your pan, about, I don't know, just over a teaspoon maybe. This is my first time I've done this, so it's a bit of a trial or error. So my pans don't normally need oil, so I've just wished it around so it covers the whole of the pan, and I'm just testing it on 3 of the little ones that didn't quite go to plan in the shaping, just to try it before I start the bigger batch. So just pop them in, and you need to leave them for about 3 minutes, it says, and they need to brown underneath. I remember on the trip they were like caramelised underneath, so I'm just going to check them. I don't want them burnt, but I obviously want them to have a bit of colour on them. Oops, there we go. And they were a bit darker on holiday from what I remember, but they look okay. And then the next thing you do, because you need to steam it, is you need to add in some water. And again, not quite sure how much to put in. So the first time I did it here, I did put probably too much water in. And you just leave that to steam until the water's evaporated. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes, so you can see there. I felt they were a bit pale from what I remembered, so I decided to flip them over. It didn't say it in the recipe, but I just wanted to get a little bit of colour. Not a lot, because they are dumplings, and they need to be sort of moist when you eat them, not crispy. The bottom's crispy, but not the top. So just turned them over for a little bit, just to give them a little change of colour. You can see it's very minimal. And just pop those to one side. So let's give those a try. Okay, so that's my first lot made. And I think I should try one. Let's go for the square one. Let's cut it in half. Look, oh, it's hot actually still at the moment. Can you see the steam? The pork is perfectly cooked through. Can you see that? Oh, it looks really nice, isn't it? So let's taste it. Do you want to see me? Hold on. Is that better? Right, let's taste this one then. See if it's anything like the one at holiday. The one at holiday? The one on holiday. Let's try it. It actually is really nice. I think the one on holiday had more of a gravy to it. But it might be in my imagination, I don't know. But it's not bad. I think it needs caramelisation more at the bottom. And maybe too much water was put into the pan when I made it steam. But yeah, I quite like that. In fact, I like it so much. I'm going to finish the other half off. I am. See you in a bit. Right, so we'll try the next batch then, see if we can get it better. So again, put a bit of oil in. I'm going to put a drop more in. And just give it a wiggle around so that it covers the whole of the pan. And then I'm going to pop my nicely prepared ones, which I have kept under a wet kitchen towel to keep them moist, guys. I don't want the same mistake from when I did the wrappers. And I think that is the right way to go, because they have actually stayed much fresher and more moist. So do that, please, guys. Keep it under wraps, under a wet kitchen towel at all times until you cook it. So I'm just going to pop those in, And I said leave them for 3 to 5 minutes until they start to brown. Just check them, and then I'm just going to turn them over again because I do like them to have a little bit of colour on the other side. But as I said, I don't want it to be too coloured because I want them crispy. I do still want them to have that sort of dumplingy, is that a word? Dumplingy sort of texture to it. So I'm literally just turning them over for a fraction of the time. You have to be very careful as well, guys. You don't puncture them because you want them to sort of keep their shape, and you want if there is any juices in there coming out. I think that's how it keeps it moist. So you can see it's hardly coloured on the other side, but it's just giving it a little bit of colour, and for me that is absolutely perfect. And the pan's quite hot here as well. I did turn it up a bit on the temperature just to get more caramelisation underneath. So yeah, they are looking much better than the first batch, but they were my trial batch, weren't they? They were my first ever attempt. Okay, so now you need to add in your not your hot water, your cold water, and pop your lid on. I've put less water in this one because, as I say, it tasted a little bit watery last time. Leave to 3 to 5 minutes until it's all absorbed. And this was a perfect amount of water actually that I felt on this occasion. Just turn them over again just to check that you're happy with those. If they're not as brown as you want, you can leave them for a little bit longer. Just there, look at those, they are absolutely perfect. Wow. Just check your pan heat as well, because some parts of your pan heats more than the others, so some of them brown more than the others, so you might need to just switch them around in the pan just so they all get the same sort of colouring. You don't want them odd, do you? These are looking really, really good. So I'm just going to pop the lid on that a little bit longer just to give them a bit more browning underneath. Say my memory is they were very caramelised underneath, which gave them the flavour. So here's my first plate of the pot stickers. These are small ones. I haven't yet cooked the big ones, so I'll finish those off in a second. Out of the Asia and Australia cookbook by Viking River Cruise. So yeah, hubby said they did taste really nice, so that's a thumbs up. So I need to now go and cook the bigger ones. Right, I think these are almost done. Look at that. Just move the lid out of the way. Moisture, oh, it's steamed up from the steam. Look underneath. Look at that. Can you see under there? Looks burnt, it's not burnt. I promise you it's not burnt. It is. We'll just turn it over. That breaking it. That's the caramelisation that we had on the ones on holiday. That is perfect. Absolutely spot on. Oh yeah, I'm really pleased with these. So just going to pop those over there. Look at that. In fact, I am really happy. Look, I've got 4 beautiful pot stickers. Oh, let's move these out of the way over here. Look at that. Okay. And I will reheat those later for us to eat tonight. So I'm chuffed with those, guys. Very chuffed. And here it is on a bed of noodles and bamboo shoots with some peas, and it was delicious. Look at that meat inside, cooked to perfection. And guys, I've got loads for the freezer too. So guys, what do you reckon? I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy with those. They're probably not exactly like they were on holiday. It's the first time I've ever made them. As I said, I made some mistakes, but that's what you do when you cook for the first time. So yeah, I'm quite pleased. I will be trying more. This is obviously the second recipe from this book. And obviously I'll be doing lots of more Chinese because I'm really into my Chinese at the moment. And if you did like it, guys, I hope you are subscribing. I hope you're clicking notifications. And I hope you give me a thumbs up if you like it. And if you tried anything like this, or if you've made these pot stickers before and you can see what I've done wrong, please let me know. Because I said I've never made them before. The recipe in the Viking book was just for the filling. It said to buy the wrappers. I wanted to make the wrappers. So I sort of just got the recipe off the internet. I don't know whether I made it right or wrong. Maybe I should have watched a YouTube channel of somebody making it. But that would be cheating, because then I'd be doing a YouTube of a YouTube, wouldn't I? Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, so if you think you can point me in the right direction, please do. If you've got any more recommendations, things I could make, let me know. But otherwise, guys, have a great day, and I will catch you soon. See you later. Bye.